Hello, Rambler Nation, and welcome to another edition of the Superintendent's Corner, starring Scott Acom. How are you doing, Scott?
I'm doing well. How are you, Mr. Vanna?
We're doing real well. The weather's starting to turn. We're starting to see some sun during the day. Past those gray days of, I think we had a spring. I'm not sure. But yes, now we are moving on towards the end of the year, and
Yes.
a lot of things going on, and it's moving quickly, isn't it?
It is moving very quickly. It's very exciting. Our seniors will be graduating on Friday. You want to tell us a little bit about graduation and time?
Well, the seniors will have a graduation ceremony in the high school office at high school gym at 7 p.m. and they will be on stage. The ceremony will be around an hour long. There are no tickets needed, and there is not a limitation on the number of people allowed to attend graduation. So come and join the graduation this Friday, 7 p.m. Afterwards, we'll be on the lawn taking pictures and greeting the different people. I also want to mention that Thursday night will be an honors night, and at the honors night, my understanding is that there'll be over $100,000 of money given out to the senior class for college and other expenses. So that is going to be an exciting night. A lot of money is going to be given out, a lot of awards, recognitions, just really capstone to a great career of a lot of these seniors.
Yeah, absolutely. And I imagine that we'll be live streaming the graduation as well?
Both graduation and the honors ceremony will be live streamed.
Nice. Yeah, and if you would like more information about the McBain Foundation that gives out our scholarships to our kids, you can go right to their website, McBain Foundation, Agricultural School Foundation. If you just Google that, it'll pull it right up. They do an awesome job of providing for our kids.
Oh, yes, they do.
For a community and school this size, it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, we are very blessed to have the great work of all those people. So.
Yes, yep.
All right, so school is starting to wrap up. We have our last day coming up.
June 2nd.
And that is going to be?
A half day.
Is that the only half day that week?
We have a half day on Wednesday and Thursday, correct?
I thought it was Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday. I don't even
June 1,
know.
June 2.
I get sad when kids leave and staff leave, so I don't look ahead. But that makes more sense that it's Thursday and Friday are half days, and Friday being June 2nd. So we were fortunate this year to have a pretty mild winter, so we didn't have any snow days that we had to make up. So June 2nd, the students will be departing at 11:30.
Now, we do have one snow day left, if I understand correctly, and it's supposed to get pretty nasty Thursday. I thought they were calling for 12 inches of sunshine, so we might have to consider that when you are getting up in the morning. No.
Sure. It would be nice to have a sunshine day once in a while where you could actually do something, but no, we're not planning on a sunshine day, that's for sure.
All right, well, I tried. You can't blame me for trying. So, graduation wraps up the chapter of the seniors. Final exams wraps up the chapter of all the other students or their year-end activities in the different levels, but that does not wrap up your chapter at all. It actually just opens up a new one, correct?
It does, yes.
And let's start off with thank you for passing the bond.
Yes.
Because you can automatically start moving forward.
Yes, very exciting. Big thank you to the community for the support of our students and staff. For passing the bond and sinking fund. I was truly blown away by the results of the election. Super thankful and humbled by it for the community. It's awesome. We are in the process of purchasing 3 buses. Our bonds have not sold yet, but we're able to borrow some money from our capital funds project. The board approved that at the last board meeting. So we could order our buses, and we should be getting them hopefully shortly after July 1st. And then we can pay our capital projects fund back once the bonds are sold. So excited about that. Reached out about our track. We're going to be looking at getting some civil engineers to help us with that. There's a lot to replacing a track. My understanding is when you try to replace a track, you go from the olden days, I guess, when I was in school, 440-yard track to a 400-meter track. There can be some issues. So we want to make sure that we're doing that properly. I've also been in talks with some architects about our secure entries for our offices. All of this work we're looking for, of May or of 2024, summer of 2024, to try to accomplish any of that this summer. It just really isn't feasible. We don't have the funding yet, but we want to make sure that we do it well and treat the taxpayers' money as it's deserved.
So take a little time, but do it right and do it once.
Correctly. Yeah.
All right. Very good. So we are talking, the theme, I guess, now is chapters, right? We ended up the chapters of our seniors. We ended up the chapters of all the students for the end of the school, the brand new chapter of the bond and the improvements in the school. But there's going to be another chapter closing, and that's going to be the chapter closing on a couple of teachers' careers.
Yes.
Would you like to mention that?
I would. We're excited for these teachers. We're sad for us, but we do have 3 teachers that are retiring this year. We had Mr. Ross Vries. He retired a few months ago. He was able to have his years of service in and retired, and we wish him well and good luck in his next adventure. And we have Mr. Brian Fursell, high school English teacher. Really sad to see Mr. Fursell go. I know a lot of the kids really enjoy Mr. Fursell's English class, but excited about his next chapter and his future as well. And then recently we had Mrs. Joan Ellenboss turn in her retirement paperwork as well. So she will be retiring this summer also. And my understanding is that Mrs. Ellenboss, this is her 45th year here at McBain Schools. So big shoes to fill from all 3. We're excited for them, as I said earlier, but sad for us.
Now, you had a week to work on this. Did your research staff find out if Joni Ellenboss is the longest employed Rambler?
To my knowledge, yes.
Well, there you go. The end of a 45-year career. A person actually went to school here, at K through 12, and now came back and worked another 45 years. So I'm trying to figure out the math. She graduated when she was 18. She worked here 45, and she's only 29. Don't get it, but I guess that's how it works out for Joni. So
it's because you grow younger when you work at McBain Schools.
The fountain of youth is right here in McBain.
That's right.
Dip your hands in the Clam River and you'll be all set. All right, so as they say, every time a chapter closes, a new one opens up. So some new teachers are going to be opening up a brand new chapter in their careers.
It's correct. We're excited to bring on some, not necessarily new staff as far as teaching goes, but new staff to McBain Schools. We're excited about that. We have hired 2 special ed teachers that are going to be working in the high school. Mr. Vries leaves, we have to hire 2. So, we have larger classes coming up through the grade levels, and it's starting to spill into the high school, which is creating where we just have to create more positions in order to fill those gaps that we haven't seen yet in the high school. We've seen them in the elementary, they're in the middle school, and now we're starting to see them in the high school. We were able to hire Alexandra Dottie. She is an NMC graduate, a McBain girl.
That's okay, we'll still like her.
And she's coming over from Cadillac Schools. And then we've also hired Mrs. Carrie DeVries. Mrs. DeVries has been teaching in Mesick Schools, so familiar with our area, but coming over and will be starting with us in August, and excited to have them as a part of the Rambler family.
And now we're having 2 teachers replace Mr. Purcell?
That's correct. With Mr. Fursell retiring, we've hired 2 teachers. We've hired Mr. Benjamin Cox. Mr. Cox will be coming to us from Texas. Originally from northern Indiana, has been teaching in Texas, and him and his wife are relocating to the Cadillac area. So we're excited to have him come aboard, and they could be a great fit with our Rambler family. And then we've also hired Mrs. Grace Hagan. She is coming to us from Indianapolis.
Okay.
Again, her and her husband are relocating to the Cadillac area, and has been teaching down in Indianapolis now for, I think, 4 years, if I remember correctly. And she will be joining us in the high school staff as well, teaching English. So excited to bring some people on and welcoming them to our community.
Yes, and that reminds me of my great joke. What do we say about how do we ask who the two English teachers are? Go, who's your teachers in English?
Yeah.
All right. That landed like a lead balloon. All right, so that's another chapter there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask about one more chapter opening up.
Yeah.
Just came across my table. What's our kindergarten roundup numbers look like?
Yeah, so our kindergarten roundup numbers, we are currently at, if I remember correctly, it seems to change as people call in. We're at 79 kindergartners coming in, which is a healthy class.
Yes.
Coming in. And, and we talked about our elementary numbers, and all of our elementary numbers are sitting between 80 and 90 students per grade level, which is positive for the district. It keeps the district enrollment healthy, but also allows us to continue to provide things for our students.
Wow. So those little kids are going to be starting a brand new chapter in their life.
That's right. Another new chapter, if you will, is our Little Wheels preschool.
Yes.
We had our GSRP room, and next year we're expanding to 2 GSRP rooms, which is a free preschool for families. It's through the Great Start Readiness Program. So we'll be opening up another preschool classroom for GSRP. We're accepting applications for that as well. So that's exciting too, as our Little Wheels preschool program is growing too.
Well, that's exciting to see the growth coming back here, and just seeing how it's a healthy level.
It is.
If you grow too fast, then you expand for that, and then you don't know if you have the infrastructure to support it in the long term. So this is a healthy growth and a healthy maintaining. So.
Yep, and that's one thing that we've done the last couple of years is we've really watched our school of choice numbers as well, where we've limited those, making sure that we're able to absorb students in, making sure our class sizes are not too large, and we have the capacity to take students on.
All right. Anything else for the good of the cause?
You mentioned earlier that you and your family might be going on a fishing trip this summer.
Yep.
What's the best way to catch a fish?
With a hook.
Have someone throw it to you.
And on that note, we're going to close the chapter on this episode of the Superintendent's Corner. This is Gary Vanna.
Scott Acom.
Feel the wheel.